Greetings, YouTube. I learned a new phrase the other day, syntopic reading. And I was delighted when I learned that phrase because that's what I've been doing for decades. Syntopic reading is the act of reading multiple books simultaneously uh, in two different ways. One is that you're got multiple books going, but also you're reading multiple books of the same topic. To help you have an understanding and compare and contrast the books themselves. Now, I regularly, when I'm reading, and I read every day, and I've done so since I was 5, so I've been reading for a long time. I'm 58. I normally read a nonfiction book and a gaming book. And right now, the nonfiction book I'm reading is about the senses, sight, taste, that kind of thing. And the other one is currently the Aether and Steampunk game. I have actually no idea why I bought this game. I don't. But it's a digital format. I just read it on my phone. I find my phone very convenient for reading gaming books because gaming books have no narratives, and you're not really reading the writing style like you are in a nonfiction book, because a nonfiction book can be really well written and can really pull you in if the author is good, whereas a gaming book is perfect to read in snippets, and there's no hook to pull you in, and so I can pick it up and drop it off, pick it off and drop it down without any problems. But I also engage in reading about a topic in a very tightly focused manner, where I can sometimes read 4 or 5 books in rapid succession, all about exactly the same topic. It's why I have a very good layman's understanding of disease. There was a time in my life when I read a lot of books about disease, viruses and bacterial infections and things like that. I can't tell you why. I think it's probably related to the fact that I have been diagnosed with ADHD, so now I have a much better understanding of the whole fixation aspect of my thinking, and understanding that there are things my brain does that I have absolutely no control over, and I can either fight them, which is pointless, or I can just find a way of working with them or around them. It is a much healthier way of looking at the world. It's nice to know that sometimes that there are things going on here that, since I can't control them, I just have to accept them. But one of the things that I do is I have a hyper focus. I will, and then I will think about something very deeply for a fairly long time, and then I will move my focus someplace else. But it does mean that because of that, I have a solid understanding of topics. Like I said, disease is one of them. So I have a good layman's understanding of relativity and quantum mechanics for that reason. Though the last thing I read about quantum mechanics was the M theory, where they were arguing whether there were 11 or 14 dimensions. So I think I'm woefully out of touch with the current thinking on that topic. But at one time I wasn't. So it was kind of nice. But just the knowledge that there's a term, syntopic reading, makes me very happy. That what I do and have been doing for decades is not unusual. It makes me smile. It makes me happy, and I don't know if I can really explain why. There's a sense of comfort in knowing that it is a thing, and I'm not alone. Sort of like the way as I read more and more about people's experiences with ADHD, I begin to see so many parallels between them and myself. The fact that I was not diagnosed with this, when I was 14 is kind of a kick in the ass. The knowledge that, I've been experiencing this thing for decades, and just now am I being able to understand it. But understanding is better than ignorance, so I'll take what I can get. And one of the ways I have reached that philosophy, and one of the ways I have achieved my understanding of a whole lot of things, is reading in a syntopic style. So tell me, how many of you folks do that? Read multiple books at the same time, and have a very tightly focused experience of reading about one thing to for a very long time, until you are very knowledgeable about it. Knowledgeable in the same way that little kids seem to be knowledgeable about dinosaurs. Seems every kid has a dinosaur phase. Well, I do the same thing to lots of different topics. So let's talk about our reading habits, because I'm a big reader, as you can tell from the wall behind me. Those are all RPG books. I know there's chaos behind me. I apologize. That's also an aspect of my mental illness and my ADHD, which I'm working on. But firmly believe that understanding is better than ignorance, and having the right kind of terminology for understanding what we do is very important. So let's talk about syntopic reading.